It's
All views expressed by the hosts and guests in this podcast are solely their opinions and do not reflect the opinions of their respective employers. Guests and hosts may maintain positions in the assets discussed in this podcast. This podcast is for informational purposes only, and nothing in the podcast is intended to be financial, legal, or even life advice.
What is up, everybody? Tariff enjoyers.
What's
welcome back to the More Than Speculation. It's just the two of us again. It's been a while. Maybe we should cue some music here, like the just the two.
Jesus Christ.
But what's up, man? How have you been?
I'm alright. Can be better. But yeah, same old. Can't complain.
Are you like actively trading in this in the past 2 weeks? Or just like chilling in spot and TCA?
I'm not a macro expert, right? So I play what I have an edge in. So I've been dabbling. I've been trading Walrus on Sway a little bit, doing some DeFi stuff there. Testing quite a few different perk dexes and stuff. And that's about it, really.
Maybe we should chat more about Sui DeFi later, but I think we can start by just recapping what's been happening in the past 2 weeks. I mean, honestly, like I think it's crazy. I mean, like I pretty much sat this one out because again, like I'm more of a just like a macro swing trader. Like I'm not gonna like try to catch the bottom or anything like that. And to me, like when I see the timelines, like either people are like excited because they're gonna be able to buy lower, or they're like, it's the end of my life, and now it's time to get back to like McDonald's or anything.
But like a lot of times it's just like shit posting, right? That's the thing.
Yeah, I want to share my thoughts on the just like okay, I'm not a macro expert, I'm a macro nerd, so I'm gonna tell you what I've been consuming.
Imagine the listeners and I as zero and tariff. Let's just go through end to end.
Yeah. Okay, let me try this. Okay. Well, tariff at its core is a fee, right? That a country imposed to another country if you want to sell something to that country. So like if I'm imposing a tariff to you, if you want to sell me chocolate, you have to pay 10% more than, let's say, our other friend who wants to sell us chocolate, right? And I'm not going to go into the freaking details of like why they do tariff or blah blah, because like people like then we will need to talk about like deficit. What is the definition of like deficit? Is just the GDP for the physical things, but then they cannot track like digital services, blah blah. There's a lot of like really good sources. Cue the like edits here. I'm gonna post like a couple articles that's really good from the people in the space. But the TLDR, yeah, it's one thing that I think the majority of people, at least I'm quite comfortable in saying this, the majority of people, unless you're like really in the Trump inner circle, have said it's not great, especially like a blanket tariff, like without anything super specific. Like, okay, if you have like some national security issues or like some industries are like dying, and you do like a very specific tariff, okay, just tariff for car tires or a tariff for like batteries, that's a different discussion, and that might be good. But like if you just say like anything that you sell to me, yeah, chocolate, wood, steel, I'm gonna tariff all of it. In general, that's bad because it just means like more and more the TLDR, more cost for the end consumers, because as a business owner, you know, you're acting like a capitalist. You're not going to just eat that cost. You would want to try to offload that cost as much as possible.
You're not charity, right?
The users.
You're not charity. If your cost goes up, your price goes up, if they can sell it, assuming.
Yeah, so like that's the very short version of it. So what happened basically, Donald Trump and his like administration basically did like on April 2nd, so like around 9 days ago from this recording time, they call it the Liberation Day, and everybody was like, I'm liberated from my stock market portfolio now because it's just all down. But he called it like it's the Liberation Day, and he published this long ass actually let's see if we can find this. Yeah, Pendle they posted this, which I think is very funny. So basically it's there you go. So the U.S. government posted like a version of this, which is like this all countries, and then sort of like the tariff that they're giving to the U.S. and then the tariff that they're giving back. And then Pendle just took that and it's like, look, we have all these like the equivalent of like tariffs in terms of like yield, right? So it's a pretty good like timely shilling, I would say. But yeah, like the TLDR, you can find this sheet online but the U.S. government have like a full list of like, okay, you like tariff us 20%, we'll tariff you 30%, blah blah. The TLDR, the market doesn't like that, so stock fell in like I think one of the worst like consecutive 3 or 4 days of red candles since COVID, or even since I think it was like top 8 or top 10 worst stock market week in history, or something like that. And again, like just to make this very quick for all of the listeners, basically there was a bunch of flip flop. There was like some gossip. Oh, the tariff is going to be paused, so the market went up, and then oh, that's fake news. The market is going down again, and then it was actually paused. It was actually paused, so the market rallied up. But then like Trump was like, oh yeah, it's paused, but just for China specifically, we'll add additional 20%. So it goes down again. So to me, it's literally trading like meme coins, bro. This is crazy. Like I think like one takeaway from this, there's an economist that I like to follow. Her name is Kyla Scanlon. Basically, she was like saying, if you strip all of this away, just look at the psychological level, it's more proof that, man, stonks are just stonks, bro. They're just trading like they're just trading based on emotions. It is not like the 1980s when you can do like PE ratio, you're making 500, so it should be trading as like 2, or like it's all just emotions now. It's crazy.
100%, 100%. I mean, like, I think I've shared this before, but I believe fundamental is a narrative, and if everyone believes in the narrative, then it's the fundamental. It's just shifted from numbers to guessing what other will do based on what they see. Basically.
Yeah, and it's and I think it's like ironic because it's in a way it makes people. It is very hard for portfolio managers to manage their book when it's all just like it's just like what Trump is saying, basically. You know, like if the government is saying A tomorrow, then the whole thing might reverse. Then so it's like how do you trade at a time like this? Do you have any
What did
any
you
personal
do?
way?
Nope. What the only thing I did was I bought some Bitcoin when it was dipping. That wasn't trading. That was just like, might as well, kind of thing. It wasn't like it wasn't like any big brain shit. It was like I don't. The only thing I did for the past 2 weeks, other than testing products and farming airdrop, was buying and trading Walrus, basically.
Huh. Wait, why like Walrus specifically?
Right, before we jump into that, let me know what did you do based on your knowledge. And
Got it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. On the knowledge level, all right, understand. But how did you play it money wise? Like how did you position yourself?
No, like okay. I'm gonna try to not give a boring answer. Like I think there are only two. I think there are only two outcomes. Eventually, some sort of like intervention will need to happen. Let's not. So basically, one more context that we need to share to the listeners because of the tariff craziness. Yeah. Again, there's a very quick summary, but in essence, traditional finance also have their own looped Ethena USDE kind of trading strategy. So it's the basis trade, right? And you can read about this. Like, it's like basically you get like 4 or 5% T-bill, and then you use the money as like collateral, or like or you use your let's say you're like long Facebook. You use your Facebook stock as collateral to borrow cash, so you can put that cash in like T-bills and all of and stuff like that, and then you might be able to like loop it, blah blah. The TLDR, the market was really spooked, and the 10-year yield goes up. If the yield goes up, it means that the underlying price of the bond is going down. So if it's going down, it means like either the speculation, is like either countries are selling, or these like really large funds are forced to unwind their positions because their collateral value, like all of their like other stocks that they're used to borrow the cash, is going down. So they have to unwind. Now, because of that, the bond market actually almost break. Again, I'm no bond expert, but basically at the speed in which it was going up, a lot of people were very concerned that if Trump did not reverse on his stance, shit might break. And, like it might become like way, way, way more worse than expected. Now, I think he paused the tariff, I think, because of that, because it was almost at like 5+%. And so what I'm trying to say is that to me, it feels clear that some sort of like intervention will eventually needs to happen. So like either the Fed is forced to cut more, blah, 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 blah. So it means that we know that risk assets will go up again. So like Bitcoin will like go up. So I've only been like DCAing and like just like putting like Sting bit at like 67, 74, 78, but only like Bitcoin, because I know like the intervention will happen, right? Eventually. I think the hard part right now is that like from now until the point when it happens, we might see more pain. So if you're speculating on alts, then you just need to be able to like stomach like 50% or something like that, right? That's why like I'm mostly just doing it on Bitcoin for now. So if you're asking me, that's how I'm playing it, and I'm just using perp dexes to farm and also to speculate on short-term trade. So I'm just gonna like shorts and long, like some perp dexes that are pre TGE, so I can at least get some points there.
Nice. Okay. Sensible. Your understanding on this is stronger than me, but we end up doing the same thing, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Because like I think like trying to be too smart on this is gonna kill you. I mean like even if you want to short, you're probably not doing like more than like 2 to 3x or something. Yeah.
And the thing is like it's unpredictable, right? In the end of the day. It's unpredictable. Like I mean, oh, actually, I haven't checked the options market at all. Have you looked into the options at all for Bitcoin?
Not so. No, not for Bitcoin. But like, what's very funny was that like, huh?
Yeah. What was funny about it?
I was just gonna say there was a tweet that I think like just one day or like a couple hours before the tariff pause announcement, option volume spiked significantly. So I'm like, man, this is insider trading from the Congress people.
Exactly right. Like cheapest way and doesn't hurt to be
Oh my god.
wrong.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck. I'm not even gonna bother. But yeah, like I just been sticking with what I'm good at, on-chain stuff and short-term speculation on certain things that I think it's a easier win. I lost some and I made some. So TLDR, if you actually read my Twitter stuff, actually in the group chat. So I've been longing Walrus. I got a bit of airdrop plus I buy on day one basically. I bought on day one basically. So the pitch is 4% float only. It was only 4% float. It was the you know what? Let me even put this up.
Let me share the screen.
Okay. Go to first go WAL on CoinGecko. Oh no, we can go to that later. Go
Okay.
Walrus on CoinGecko. WAL, yeah. And then so there's a few things, right? If you go to max.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So like
I think this is max. Yeah.
This is extreme degen, but like basically like the float of it is only 4% initially, and then it's basically all either it's all 4% float, and then it's all invested basically by Sway Foundation itself or whatever. They didn't disclose it, right? But I mean, come on. And then so I bought at 0.345 ish. I forgot, like, because it didn't feel all on my order. I bought it like on the TG day, and I held it for like 20 seconds. Then I sold a bunch of it, and then when it dipped a little bit, I bought a little bit. And then from there, I went into Bluefin. To provide a range essentially, like so first I made around like 15%. I posted in the group chat, but I don't know. I made around 50% on speculating on the first take, and then secondly I went to Bluefin to farm. I didn't post on Twitter because I didn't want to dilute my farm. I talked about it long time ago. So like I talked about it long time ago, and I asked people to airdrop farm it. Like if you paid for their version of the Google Drive, you'll get some airdrop. But like and then if you go to the Bluefin, I'm not farming there right now, but if you go into trade now, top right, trade now, and then if you go into the swap, not the go pools, pools, concentrated pools. Your mic is away, by the way. All right, so if you look at this, right, this is juicy as fuck still. Like it's 800% for the first one, right?
Holy
and
shit!
The was only 1 mil, and I bought and I was holding around like 30 to 40k ish of wars, like this one, and it was 3,000%, and I farmed it for like 2.5 days because that I think it will, at 20. Your mic is very low, by the way. The voice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I basically what I did was I did a range around 25% ish, and then I just kept juicing that thing at and then it stayed at around 3,000% APR for like 2 days. I realized quite a little bit there, and I sold it. I wanted to go back into it, but like it's just because of the market. I didn't want to take the risk, and there was a lot of events going on in Hong Kong, right? So I just want to keep my mind off it and not be so conscious.
So
about
it's like 2% ish a day. Yeah, I mean 365 times
3%.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good, and the price pump a little bit as well. And then the reason why I went into this is if you go back to CoinGecko and search deep.
Deep.
Yes. I feel like Marco is regretting not reading our group chat's conversation now. Medium rare group chat.
It is definitely not this one, right? It's not this.
The first one. Yeah. So this is like the
order book.
Yeah, this is like the Sway. This is the Sway Foundation's last push. I mean, they're still at it, right? But basically, this is like the DeFi version of it. You can imagine, like I'm a big Sway fan, right? I like the way they work. So first, they push like their foundation supported DeFi infra. Then they're pushing like the Filecoin version of infra for Sway, which is Wars, right? If you go back to the page just now, doesn't really matter. They basically like, I'm not even going to go into detail of the float, etc., but TLDR, it lasted them like, it took like around 2 months to pump the price here, and Wars was a lot less float, so it went up a lot higher. I'm waiting it to bleed out a little bit, and then maybe I'll go back into it. But like, this is like some typical on-chain stuff. But if you go to Guns, GUNZ, the ticker is Guns. So this is like this is where I lost money, by the way. So if you go max, so their float is 6.5% if they didn't lie, right? But like I didn't ape this on day one, but I aped this on the second or the third day. I forgot. But like essentially, this is like the off the grid. Remember off the grid?
Yeah.
So this is like
gaming.
the token for off the grid, and the float is 6.5%, right? And it's listed on Binance and stuff, right? So I was like, 6.5%. This might be a trend changing games, like the first AAA games launched on Binance. Blah, 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 blah. Obviously, I got wrecked here, like I exited, but like it's the same playbook, right? It's like low flow, potential trend changers with some sort of support, but like I think they just didn't try, to be honest. Like obviously there's some market maker involved in here, but like they just didn't try. Like the value capture was not there, so I got wrecked here. Not too deeply, only very small size, but yeah.
Wait. Let's like break down the low float launch on chain strategy again. So like, are you basically like, I know we have talked about this before, but is the TLDR, if the float is low at the start, it's basically easier to pump, and you feel that there's a lot of incentive for both the market makers and the team to make the price go up at the start, because it's better for like sentiment, it creates wealth effect, blah blah. So that's the momentum that you want along.
Okay, morals aside, right? Morals aside, as just a speculator, if it's low float, if the market makers or if the market somehow like it, the upside is a lot higher, basically.
Yeah, like it can get squeezed.
It can get squeezed easily, right? And I'm just betting on finding the right squeeze, and that's about it. So that's why I find, like, so for Royals, it was like something the foundation support. It's a new concept that Sway never had. And the previous performance Deep did well, so let's do it. And then for Gunzilla, or Guns, whatever it's called, it was 6.5% on the top GameFi project with top supporter listed on Binance, but obviously they are just jits. Like the fucking team is likely just jits, right? And then so
wait,
if they couldn't pump it 6.5% at a 22 market cap, right? Like someone is selling. Who the fuck is selling, right? But yeah,
dude, like I
somehow
thought that was like on AVAX, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, no, they shift around a little bit. Like they were AVAX subnet, and then like you can't use fundamental to understand this, right? For me, I'm purely looking at like crime fi, market maker fi, whatever you call this that. But like they initially they are AAA games. They launched off the grid. But this is like the infra chain that support off the grid. So it's like there's a lot of layers, and then the
Mm.
whoever is making the money is actually the game studio as well. I don't know, but like yeah.
Got it. Got it. Okay, no, it's dude. Like, it seems like you've been very active in like Sui. Is there like any other ecosystem that you're like focusing on right now?
I'm playing around with Say as well, just because of a few things,
Say,
right?
huh?
Say,
Okay.
yeah. So Say's incentive is quite good. I'm not gonna. I've posted on Twitter, but I don't want to repeat myself again. But TLDR 15% on stables. You can do the things there. Most projects haven't TGE yet, so why not, kind of thing. And then like
They
so.
the only thing that I remember about them in like recent months is they are gonna acquire like 23andMe, that like DNA thing, and kind of try to put it on Say. But we should get one of them. Like I know one guy, so we should probably get him to like jump on and like speak more about Say. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, if they give some airdrops to our listeners, then let's do it.
Hey, there you go, there you go. Ah, man, but okay, let's see what else. What else? Is there any like interesting product or like just like crazy startup idea that you've been thinking? You know, either like shower thoughts or like when you're scrolling Twitter, you're like, man, it's so boring in the market. Like, if only there's something like this, or anything that caught your attention. Yeah.
I wish if I had the time and if I have the resources, I would try to build a better personalized note taker. But obviously, everyone tried it.
Personalized note take. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Like for me, it's like it's very annoying right now, right? Like because my process is so my current process is I set up a custom ChatGPT. I can't put the tweet in there, so I have to copy and paste the tweet in there, and then it goes into a format where it picks out the right keywords on certain articles and things like that, and then it will automatically sync to my Notion kind of thing. So when I want to find an article, it's a lot easier. And there's a lot of small things I wish is changed, and then adding some to-do lists, all this kind of like little stuff, basically.
Wait, like, can you like explain like the first part? So, like, what are you doing? So, like, you're like posting your own like tweet draft on GPT.
No, no, no. I am posting tweets that I think is worth saving into ChatGPT, where it's processed. So I actually have a notion of around maybe 2,000 saved tweets or saved
Oh,
threads or articles in
wow,
general, like throughout the years.
wow.
And then I used to write summarized notes and make my custom keywords myself. But that
For
takes
your
too
like
long,
personal.
right?
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
use ChatGPT to help me find the keywords because like the biggest problem is like when you save your things, you can't find it afterwards unless you write the key. So I used to write my own summary and do my own keywords just so first I remember it. Secondly, is I can find it by keywords afterwards, right? But like as like not gonna lie, as I started trading memes, I kind of run out of patience and time. So I so
Oh
I
my god. Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
I so I use like ChatGPT to figure out like 50 keywords, and then I just in hopes of syncing it into my basically yeah, and then I put it in my Notion
Yeah.
so I can find things. Like for example, if I search V4 hooks, I'll find like 40 articles that I want to find more things to dig into, kind of thing. But like the problem is not the design of it, right? The problem is like you don't want to pay for the Twitter's API, all those kind of shit, right? But yeah, like designing a custom diary note taking app is cool, but like everyone's needs kind of different, right? So it doesn't make sense to
Yeah.
just do it kind of
Yeah.
thing. But like, I want to play around those AI coding for you kind of thing. Maybe just to build something for myself,
Cursor and
or
stuff like that. Yeah,
something like that. But
yeah.
yeah. What about you, man? Have you been thinking about anything?
Yeah, no, I mean like it's I'm it's yeah, it's interesting. Like I posted a tweet that I'm seeing more and more projects basically going into the gambling route, but they don't want to say they're like a gamblefy, so they just say like it's 1,000x leverage. but but I think everybody is just desperate for cash flow in a in a relatively bearish market. And that's like one trend that I'm seeing a lot of DeFi teams are working towards. You know, some like gamified, super high leverage product that they can obfuscate, so it seems like it's not a gambling product, but then it might give them, you know, like a mil, 2 mil runway while we're in a bad
Bear
market. So
market.
like I'm seeing, yeah, but like I actually like some of the things that you've like put. Like I like these like experimentations, like subs.fun and a couple others, but I just don't know. Like they're not as investable. It is very interesting to try, and I hope, like, I feel that crypto is starting to be at a place in which it's going to become easier and easier for people to do that, because I think there are teams who are working on like Cursor for crypto, like those kind of like tools. Actually, I should probably get them on. But like I feel like it's going to be very easy for like junior devs to just like, okay, I want to make like a Palm Fund fork, but I will try it like this. I'll add this. I'll add that. I'll just launch it, right? Like it's very easy. Like you don't need to like raise a lot of money for that, which yeah, it's part of a bigger discussion. But I think I'm like these little experiments, like Bootstrap, we're gonna see a lot more of that in the bear market. Cheers, man. Take care.